Listen well, brother.
I'm listening.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
There can be only one.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled to.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Thirsty Thursday here on Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are awake and y'all are ready to kick some ass and take some names. What is up? What is up, Dave G Sound? I'm awake. Good morning. Good morning. Fame is fleeting, but glory is eternal. Oh, my Lord. Good morning, everybody. Holy shit. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Claude. Thank you, Claude. Yeah. Yeah. Texas. Fuck yeah. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Is the S for Salty Loki? Oh, my God. Holy shit. Good morning, Mark. Good morning. How are you this morning? Loki must be feeling better. Holy shit. You know what? It's amazing what getting back into the swing of things, getting back into the game and getting some food in you will do. Drama all abound. Holy shit. We've got some things to talk about this morning. Loki goes hard this morning. I'm going hard after the show. That's right. Speaking of, what is going on over at Sony? Holy shit. What a shit show. They made them change it. They were like, nope, we'll patch it out ourselves. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? No, it will be uncensored. You won't have a patch game whatsoever. As far as like anything in the game goes, we won't patch anything out. And then Sony goes, we'll do it for you. And everybody was blasting Microsoft not too long ago because they were doing some hanky shit. And I guess I'm going to have to buy PS5. I guess I'm going to have to do this. And look what Sony just did. I'm not kidding. Isn't that something? Thank you so much, Machini, for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And a little for Machini. Skull! I just turned out the morning zoo crew to listen to Loki. Hell yeah. Thank you, Claude. Thank you, brother. Hell yeah, bro. And yes, $5 super chat for Machini Draws. Thank you, my friend. He says, and yes, on Friday, right after Loki, we're playing it. I'm so hyped for Stellar Blade. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was thinking about doing that myself. Thinking about getting a little Stellar Blade in there for myself. Tell you what, I really liked the add-on for Final Fantasy 16. I thought it was absolutely great. Leviathan, one of my favorite summons, guardians, whatever you want to call them, eidolons of all time. Leviathan kicks some ass and takes some names. It's such a great game, and Squaresoft was just like, no, we're not changing it. We're not editing it. We're not screwing around. They did an absolutely wonderful job with it. Really like it. Can't wait to get some more. Machini, this one is just for you. A little fight this morning. We got a little fight in us, don't we? Skull!
Long live the fighters!
What are we talking about? What are me and Machini talking about? So, my blade is stellar for tomorrow. Okay, I'll boink myself right now. Boink. What exactly is he talking about? Let's get this pulled up. So, just so I can get the image and give you guys an idea of what exactly we're talking about. So this is, let's see here. This is the, oh my God, that's so many ads. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. Let's wait for the ad to end before we show you guys what we're talking about. Go away. Can you go away? Thank you. Go away. God, you close one and it's like another one opens up. Man, it's like, so this is something that's in Stellar Blade, and it said hard R shop, right? Hard R shop. It's just graffiti, right? Does anybody see anything wrong with this at all? Does anybody see anything wrong with this at all? Anybody whatsoever? And PJ, what is up, brother? With a $2 super chat, $2 super chat, says, hit that like, friends. Hashtag likes for Loki. Thumbs up. Thank you, brother, so very much. Thank you, PJ. I know just what you want this morning. A little Seth MacFarlane for you. A little dollar. That boy, take your hat off. It's a dollar bill. Go!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
You need no longer fear the banana. Cheer up, Loki. Remember, 25 years of the money me. I'm going tonight to our local cinema to see the 25th anniversary of The Mummy in theaters with Heiress of Chaos. So, hell yes. Hell yes. Absolutely. Mummy tonight, 25th anniversary. If you can't go out and see it in the theater, go out, or you don't have tickets, you couldn't get tickets, pop in your DVDs, your Blu-rays, your 4Ks, and watch it that way. So much better than a lot of the dribble we've got on today. And it's Brendan Fraser, of all things. Holy shit. I never thought in my life I would say that. His best two movies is The Mummy and The Mummy 2. There is no other Mummy movies. There's a Scorpion movie, but there is no other Mummy movies. And there's only one Scorpion movie. So, Emotep. That's right. She is Heiress of Mischief. Absolutely. Chris Persia's got Heiress of Mischief. Yes. So, the hard R. What is this all about? Right? IGN lost their shit and said it was Ist Obd and Yahtzees. They literally called Sony. I am not kidding. I am not freaking kidding. IGN literally called Sony of America and said, you've got to fix this. It's isms. It's Obd. It's Yahtzeed. I'm not freaking kidding. Holy shit. Are they some sensitive little bitches? I mean, we get those all the time, you know. It's out of this world that this is what they bitched about, and they did it just to bitch. I guarantee you, they did it just to bitch. Oh my God! It says hard on the side of the building, Loki. Bitch, what are you talking about? It says hard on the side of the building. Boo-hoo. Seriously? I can't believe we spent time playing this game. Guys, if you're not subscribed to PJ over at Orbital Nation, what are you doing? Get your butt over there and subscribe. Ring that bell. Watch the content. It's good. Get your butts over there. IGN equals dumb. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The Mummy is great, but Blast from the Past is good too. It's quirky. I'll agree to that. I'll allow that. Mary, I will allow that. It's good. It's good movie. It's funny. I love his parents in that. I love when his mom goes up the elevator and they're like, the mother, oh, and she's like, fuck that, going back down. Holy shit. I lost my shit. It was absolutely hilarious. Two good movies. 3 good movies if you include The Mummy 2. And you better, because The Mummy 2 is a great movie too. It's just like so evident they had not planned on doing another movie. That was all. So, but the way they did it, I'm like, okay, that's cool. You like interwove the new story and the original story, and okay, so you pulled it out of your butts, and it was a good job pulling it out of their butts. You wouldn't have that today. You wouldn't have any of the imagination they did today. Anyway, getting back to Stellar Blade. Holy crap, because we got to talk about Warhammer. And that's the big one. We got to talk about Warhammer, because I see a lot of people going off acting like, Games Workshop have never made a boo-boo. Nah, bitches, you haven't been around very long, have you? Hard R Shop. So literally proceeding. Okay, so this is from Bounding into Comics, guys. Proceeding to raise the issue directly to Sony rather than shipped up. IGN was subsequently informed by a company representative, so they went straight to Sony instead of going to the game developer. They went straight to Sony and said the placement of 2 graphics near each other in Stellar Blade resulted in an unintentional, objectionable phrase. How salty can you be that this game is doing well and you can't peg it down? Because that's what salty bitches do, is peg. So, Shipped Up had no intention of creating offensive artwork and will be replacing the graffiti for the day 1 patch. Further pressed by the outlet whether these censoring efforts would extend to removing the graphic from the game's physical release, given that said copies would have been printed with the original version of the game's code. The representative again affirmed that the graffiti should be removed for all users in the day one update. So if you want to see this, I mean, I don't care, honestly. Instead of this, Crime R Shop. Crime. It's such a... just stick the disc in and keep your PS5 offline. And don't take the day one patch. It's that simple. You want to see the hard R, don't take the day one patch. They didn't mean... There is no slur. There is no objectionable crap. There is no... They are so stupid. They're so freaking stupid. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Kizzy, we're gonna talk about this. This is just the icing on today's cake. So anyway, bounding into comics, hit the nail on the head with this. There was no reason for them to do this. There was nothing intentionally bad. Oh my God, they put hard. Like I said, how salty do you have to be to like have a big deal over this? You know, it's just everyone at IGN's bending over, spreading their cheeks, saying put more salt into us because of how salty we are. So it doesn't get saltier than that. You know, when little bitches cry and they I'm gonna call and I'm gonna cry. It's just the salt will flow. You know, the salt's gonna flow. So, okay. So let's talk Warhammer. So Warhammer really exploded for a lot of people in 2020. If you know what I'm talking about, you know that in 2020 the company rose by leaps and bounds. Now the problem was that a lot of people in the fantasy era, okay, so let's separate eras here, okay? You've got 40K, which a whole bunch of people know about, okay? And then you've got Warhammer Fantasy or Warhammer Old World, which a lot of people call it Warhammer Old World. Mahogany, $10 super chat. What's up, brother? He said, also there are multiple hard graffiti scattered around the world. This was just convenient placement. Plus, the replacement to Crime R is actually more racist if you think about it. This is on Sony. Yes, because Sony's the one making a big deal out of it, and Sony was going, you've got to fix it. You've got to fix this. Because they could just pull their game. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to pull the game. Sony's got an exclusive, so if they just pull the game, they pull the release of the game. And they say, no, we're just not going to release it on the store. Get your physical edition, but we're not going to release it. That's going to kill a lot of the momentum and a lot of what people are going to buy. Because believe it or not, a lot of people aren't going to go through the trouble of getting hard copies. Now, even more over there, all the Sony shit's over there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Do you know how hard it was to get the TMNT collection on disc? It was such a pain in the ass. I actually had to order it twice because the first one I got, the wrapping was all torn off. So here's something Loki does. When Loki sees something that he's most likely going to buy, I will get the digital edition because I'm going to play the shit out of that, and I'm going to get the hard copy. Why are you going to do that too, Loki? Because I always want a hard copy. Okay? I always want a hard copy. So there's a PS5 TMNT collection over there that I had to actually order two of because the first one I got was all ripped up. I don't open these. I don't because I get a hard copy and I get a digital copy. I get a digital copy to play. I get a hard copy. This is only on stuff that I know is going to sit and gain value. Why? I have two Godzillas over there, okay? I have two copies of Godzilla for PS4. One of them is open, and it's worth about $250. $250 for a PS4 game? Yes, $250 for a PS4 game. The other one is unopened. And we'll be getting slabbed eventually. Why are you going to get a video game slabbed? Because when I get the game slabbed, it's going to be worth over $1,000 and I'm going to sell it. Why am I going to sell it? Because I only paid like $100 for it. You paid $100 for a PS4 game? Yes. But I did it because there are very, very few copies of this game. And I knew what was going to happen. It was just going to gain value. It's Godzilla. People want to play Godzilla. People want to play monster busting action. People want to suit up as Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla and King Ghidorah and Mecha King Ghidorah and all the fun shit you get to do as Godzilla. And oh man, I've got the light of death running around in my vision now because I was looking at the camera and I've got a light ring on the camera. Yay me. So back to anyway. So they destroyed, Games Workshop destroyed the Warhammer universe. And thank you so much, Makini, for your $10 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And this one is just for you. Speaking of Godzilla, how about a little Godzilla? Skull! Sagador of 9 that says, that's funny, Loki. None of my pews or bows remain wrapped. You don't have to. I mean, you know. So this was an investment. I hate to fuck with the camera. I really do. But that is a Master Chief Xbox in the box. It's never been opened. You can imagine. Thank you, Heiress of Chaos, for kicking ass and taking names. Heiress of Mischief, whatever. Chris wants to call you. Okay, so Games Workshop. So Warhammer Fantasy is different. Okay, Warhammer Fantasy is different than Warhammer 40K. Two different deals. Okay, 40K is Space Marines and kicking ass and taking names throughout the known universe. Empire Band, okay? Warhammer Fantasy is similar, but it's almost a completely different ballgame. You have some of the same players, okay? So you've got like the Empire of Man. But then you have the Skaven. What's the Skaven, Loki? Yes, rats! They're rats. They're rats that this is all old like D&D. This is like D&D 40K, okay? So the easiest explanation to give you is that you've got Space Marines and then you've got fantasy, which is more like D&D, old time, old fantasy, old world, okay? So what did they do that was so horrible that like completely dwarfs this custody deal that's going on now? They completely destroyed the universe, okay? We went through an age called the end times, all right? And as the world was being destroyed by chaos, something really crazy happened, okay? They were going to they were going to do a spell, okay, and save the world. And a little punk ass bitch named Manfred stopped it, okay? To give you an idea of what this was, this would be like the Gaff in Lord of the Rings stabbing Frodo and throwing him into the fire of Mount Doom at the end of Lord of the Rings. The Gaffer. Who's the Gaffer, Loki? Exactly. The Gaffer was a hobbit out in the Shire that wasn't doing shit and had no idea what was going on in the world. Okay? Manfred von Karstein was a vampire lord. and he was a backstabbing little bitch. And he prevented the world from being saved. And everything got sucked into a black hole and gone. Gone. It's gone. There's no more. Nothing. It completely destroyed everything that people had been collecting for decades. Okay? Rolling the hay. Rolling the hay? Don't say hey, as in rolling the hay. Hey. Okay? People were pissed. Why? Because they'd sunk thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, on miniatures, on this world. And it was gone. And what did they have to look forward to? Yeah, Mark knows. The orcs! What did they have to look forward to? They had to look forward to this new thing called Age of Sigmar. But Loki, what's Age of Sigmar? Age of Sigmar was a cash grab to come out with all new miniatures and to completely erase everything that had been done. And you have to understand something. For years, people had Patreons, groups, all kinds of stuff, privately funded stuff to create animations, to create art, to create music, to do all kinds of crazy stuff for this universe. Okay? The fans constantly put in more work than Games Workshop. Those were the facts. This is a very expensive hobby. Yes, Zombie ZBR, what's up, brother? Zombie knows. This is a very expensive hobby. Okay, if you know, there were all kinds of shit that went down about 3D printing, about how you had to have all kinds of stuff to prove that this wasn't, you know, a put on job. You had to have official units. There were attorneys. There's all kinds of shit that they were doing that to keep people going. You have to buy it from us. So they come down after they do this mind wiping of an idea of destroying the old world and saying we're going to reset everything with Age of Sigmar. They rename everything. They redo all the units. They didn't have any lore, guys. They didn't have any lore when they started this. They started this without any. There was like nothing. You just had a unit and an explanation of what that unit was, and it was like, what are we supposed to do with this? They had all kinds of weird ass rules too, all kinds of new rules. Like if you have a beard, you went first. What in the stupid shit is that? If you have a beard, you go first. Okay, so we're all going to grow beards because we want to go first? All kinds of stupid rules. And no direction of what the story was or where this was going. Are we talking about Games Workshop and how they are promoting the purchase of 3D printers and killing their book sales? Ugh. They're doing their own damage. They're doing their own damage with what they're doing to 40K. And this is not to say something like this hasn't happened in 40K, because it has. There have been revolts by the player base before. But Age of Sigmar was a huge slap in the face to all the old world fans and everybody that had been collecting, buying, because they wiped some races completely out. They were just gone. Bretonia, gone. Originally, I believe the Skaven, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the Skaven weren't there in the beginning because that was one of my like, because I love the Skaven. Yes, rats, horned rat. I love the Skaven. I thought the Skaven were absolutely stupendous in old world fantasy. Those were my boys. Chitta Skreek, yes. You can tell I'm a Skaven fan. I like the Skaven. And then probably Lizardmen and Skaven were my favorite. I enjoyed playing as the Empire, but I never collected a lot of their shit. So it was like, eh. Saurons were deleted. They screwed around and they found out. And the player base revolted. And over the years, guys, it's changed. And they changed the name. They changed the name of a lot of shit. And it was confusing as shit. Okay? How do they exist in this new world? And it's not just a new world. And suddenly some people are gods and some people aren't, and the elves aren't the elves anymore, the dark elves aren't the dark elves, and it's really confusing. If you did not stay with the game, if you left, which I did, okay, I was like, if you're gonna wipe out my entire universe, I'm Gotrek and Felix, dude. Yes. No, absolutely. Two huge names in Warhammer is Gotrek and Felix. The dwarf and the bard. If you walked away and you come back and you look at what is there now, you're going to be like, I have no idea what's going on. Which is why, coincidentally enough, they're coming back with the old world. Okay? So you will have, and this will be the age before the end time. So this isn't going to be the end time. They're not going to go back to the end time. They're going to take a couple hundred years building back into the end time. They're going to do, they haven't quite explained it exactly if this is like a reboot or if this is just, well, we're going to go back to 200 years before the end times and we're going to do this. Why are they doing that? Because they're going to change a lot of the rules and they're going to change a lot of the races and they're going to change a lot of the story. Why? Because of DEI. That's just what they're doing, guys. To explain that so that you're not like, oh my God, Loki's just talking about, ESG and DEI and blah, 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 blah. And they are. They will. They're going to screw it up worse. What they want to do is they want to make it more open and more diverse and change the rules. Okay, they'll probably have a chick running Bretonia. The Skaven are not going to be in it at launch. You're not going to know anything about the Skaven. Probably even the mention of the Skaven in the Empire, in Bretonia, in anywhere man rules will be a death sentence in the beginning. You are not allowed to talk about it. It's like saying Voldemort. It's the bad word. And the people who don't know about this, they're going to squawk and they're going to act like this is all news to them. Okay? You're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of Game Workshop screws up again and ruins, blah, blah, blah. You heard it here first because I know exactly what they're going to do. They've said what they're doing. They're very proud of what they're doing. They're going to rework everything because that's what they do. Okay? These are not the same people that created this IP. Okay? To bring it to another level, the Manfred thing, what happened with Manfred was like Lucasfilm saying the Emperor didn't die at Endor and he's still alive. It's that big of a fuck you to all the people that loved that IP. Okay? You had an invasion on the craziest level ever. Okay? You had the Chaos factions coming in to take over the world. You had the Skaven running amok out of their burrows, going absolutely crazy. It's the time of the Vermintide. They're going to take over the world. Mankind's not going to survive. No, the elves, the Asur are going to fall. Everything's gonna end. And Manfred von freaking Karstein decided, screw you, I want to be a petty little backstabbing bitch. and screwed it all up. That's how bad they screwed up. That's how it'd be like a stormtrooper coming out of nowhere. It'd be like Finn killing the Emperor at the end of Return of the Jedi. Who's Finn? Just some guy. Just some fucking janitor. It was absolutely positively ugh. And they did it anyway. And they did it so they could do Age of Sigmar. They wanted it. They thought Age of Sigmar, all of our fans are here. All of our fans are always going to be our fans. We're never going to not have the fans that we have now. They cannot make it better. Their mythical modern audience will not buy minis. We were looking for a fun game when we found Warhammer. We will find something else and play it. Absolutely. Dean's got it. Dean knows what's up. Dean knows exactly what's up. But Warhammer's so huge. They're going to sell. Okay. The current CEO, CFO, bigwig president already sold 2/3 of their shares because they don't care. They're going to hand it off. They don't want to be in this business anymore. They don't care. They don't care about the game. They don't care about you as customers. It's the way it is. Interrupting to say, deliciously evil. Deliciously evil. We need glam shots. Deliciously evil with a $10 super chat says, interrupting to say, Loki, can we show Mark some encouragement this morning by putting hearts in chat? Can we get a skull to bring him cheer? Not sure which one that will be. We all love Mark. Mark is a wonderful mod here on the channel. Mark's my brother. I called Mark yesterday and I said, how are you doing? He said, I'm fine. And I said, well, what's been going on? He goes, nothing. Everything's fine. And I said, I was like, bro, I'm just calling to check on you. And he's like, why? I'm fine. Because he's my brother. And he's like, why do I have this feeling that something else is going on here? I'm like, dude, I've been ill. I haven't felt well. I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody. You're my bro. And I was just calling to see how you're doing, check on you, because you're my brother. And he's like, I'm fine, Loki. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But I was just calling to check on you because you're my brother. And, we all love you and we all think about you. And he's like, why do I have a feeling this is about something else that you're not telling me about? I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm just calling to check on you. Guys, give Mark some love, please, this morning. He does his job for nothing. You don't pay him, Loki? How dare you? He wouldn't take it even if I did. I've offered things. I've offered, hey, do you want this, or do you? He won't take anything anyway. We're just lucky that we were able to do something really nice for him last year. We all came together, and Valhalla came together, and we were able to do something really nice for Mark last year because he's a brother. So thank you, my friend, so very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for wrenching. Thank you for being the person that you are. Thank you for all the salty Icelandic nonsense that you throw out day after day after day. Oh my God. PJ, $5 super chat. You could see Lokester looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Bushy-tailed. I'm so much better. And I gotta call you, PJ. I gotta call you because we gotta talk about what we're gonna do. Because me and PJ got a little project we're working on, and we got to work on that. But a lot of love this morning to our brother, Mark the Infinitely Tired, because he's always angry. He's always so angry. He's angry. He's the angry Mark the Infinitely Tired, right? Anyway, brother, This one is just for you, brother. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Oh, thank you. Raquel says, good to see you in better spirits and feeling better. Loki, thank you, Raquel. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, and how animated he is. Oh my God. Right. I told you guys, I was like, you have no idea. I'm talking with my hands, and I'm back here doing. I'm so animated, and you guys never got to see it. So it's always been that way. Anytime I talked when I was a kid, I was always talking with my hands. And my brother was like, "You're gonna be a used car salesman when you grow up." I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you talk so much with your hands. You're. It's almost like you're selling something." I'm like, "No, you're trying to sell something. I'm just talking." Thank you, brother. Thank you, ZBR. It's fun. It's so fun. And good morning, Daryl. Where's Daryl? Where's Daryl? Mark said Daryl. Good morning, Daryl. Greetings program. Holy shit. Good morning. We've got Arlena over on Rumble. What's up, Arlena? Thank you guys so very much for being here. Pacific 414. What's up? Learn more about Warhammer and 40K in the past year. Thanks to you and Baron Ormontage, that I have a better appreciation for it. Dude, the old world stuff is so freaking awesome. That is why I loved the old world. There's so much lore, so many characters, so much stuff to dive into. How the world was created, the old ones, the Slan, the Mage Priests. There's so much stuff, man. There's so many stories and so much stuff out there that it's like you start chipping away at the iceberg and you realize, holy shit, this is huge. There is so much under the water that you don't even realize is there because you think it's just these units and these figures. No, it is so much more beyond that. There's so much lore and love that went into the old world, and there's so much fan stuff. Guys, you think Star Wars and Star Trek have these huge fan service deals. Warhammer went way beyond that, way beyond the fan service, and they shut it all down because they're greedy little bitches. It has to be authorized by Games Workshop, and that threw a lot of people off. There were people that worked their whole lives making stuff for Warhammer because they loved it. They loved the IP, and Games Workshop was like, nope, bitches, you're lowly customers. You don't get to do anything. You don't get to make animations. You don't get to make art. You don't get to make music. You don't get to make any of this stuff. And if you do, we'll shut you down. They don't care about you. Why don't they care about you? Because these are not the same people. Glamour Shot hearts for Mark. Guys, we've got a Glamour Shot fund. Thanks to Arwen Avalon, there is going to be, and all of you that threw in yesterday for Glamour Shots, we've got about $100 and change. You're gonna see something. I'm a good sport about it. By God, we'll get Arwen to get the glitter and all that shit out, and we'll do something. I don't know. I think I'm gonna end up looking like Lou Albano off the old WWF shit, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But by God, I'm a good sport about it. So many people chipped in yesterday over that crazy thing. First we had $1.99, then we had $3.99, then we had, $100, and it was nuts. So I'm a good sport about it. You guys paid for it. We'll do it. When we get everybody together, and Arwen is like, around us all, we'll get Mary and Arwen and Arlena or whatever. We'll get them to do it, and it'll be crazy. And we'll do it to Mark too, because we'll have the funds. Believe me, after yesterday, we'll have the funds to do Mark too. So we'll Glamour Shot the shit out of Mark. If you want a great channel that dives deep into the Warhammer lore, both fantasy and 40K, Check out Arch, formerly Arch Warhammer. Hours of great deep dives on all aspects of lore. Guys, you might just find some videos here on this channel. If you look up Skaven, you just might find some chittering on this channel about the Skaven. I love the Skaven. I thought the Skaven were the absolute shit. I loved fighting the Skaven. I loved the idea of Skaven. The bell screams. 13. I Captain Loki Albano with the rubber bands and the earrings. Yes. Arlena's got the idea. I think I'm gonna end up looking like freaking like a pirate Lou Albano, with the guy liner and all the bullshit. So just we'll see. But she's gonna do it to Mark too. In a few weeks, yes. Mark's gonna get worse treatment, but we're gonna do it to Mark too because we can, because he'll be there. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We'll have money left over. I guarantee you. We'll have money left over from the Glamour Shot Fund for Mark. So Glam Loki, I don't know, man, but they just shit on all over those people, guys. They shit on all over the people that loved it, over the people that bought it, over the people that sustained it during hard times. I want to tell you something. I found a Warhammer shop in a mall. This was like a decade ago. It was a little Warhammer shop in a mall, and it was a dying mall. It was a dead mall. Okay, it wasn't just dying. It was pretty much dead. I think they had 5 stores, so in the entire mall, not counting the food court, because they had like 1 or 2 places in the food court that were open. And the food court had traffic. None of the shops did. And I went in, and I was like, "Hey, how long have you been here?" He goes, "A couple months." I said, "Have you sold anything?" He goes, "A little here and there." And I was like, "How long are you going to stay here?" He goes, "Probably not much longer." I was like, "That sucks, man. I'm really sorry." And we stood there. We talked about Warhammer Old World, because that was the majority of the stuff he had. He didn't have a lot of 40K stuff. I was really surprised. I was like, I haven't seen a lot of this, and it's been a while. That's where they were. That's where they were a decade ago. It was barely hanging on by a thread. There just wasn't anyone interested. Now you've got, because of the coup, you had a real big resurgence of this, and it's become a lot more popular again. There's a reason why they're selling. The reason why they're selling is they're not going to go through the lean times anymore and barely hang in there. They're not going to do that. So they want to get rid of it, and they'll give it to a company. They're going to give it to, I miss these streams and I miss this community. I just had a lot going on in my life. TBR, bro. The door of Valhalla is always open. Unless you're a salty little bitch, and you start shit, the door's always open. Valhalla's door is always open, bro. And you're not a salty little bitch, so you're a brother. Just act like an adult and have a little respect. The door's always open for you. We missed you. You're good people too, bro. You're good people too. A lot of the people here, Mags, there's so many good people here. There's so many good people here that show their love, that show their appreciation. Very rarely do we get a salty little bitch that acts out. And that's because of the community we have strived to make and what we've done. Adega says no show tonight. No show tonight. I'm going to be leaving here at 4 something, I think, to get to the movie. So no show tonight. We should be getting out of the show at 7. So I figured that would throw everything off. Mummy anniversary. Whew. I've still got some of this. So it's like every once in a while I get like it really screwed me up, but it's leaving my system. So it's been over a week. I haven't had the shot in over a week. Today's Thursday. So I'm 4 days out from when I'm supposed to have another dose of the shot. By next Monday, I should be okay. This shouldn't be happening. If it is still happening, I'm kicking some ass. If I go in Monday after the show and if it's still here, because it kind of lives right here. It's like this just acid reflux, nasty. Ugh. I'm going to be pissed. And believe me, I will tell my doctor. I'm not going to keep it to myself. They called me. They freaking called me and I'm like, yes, sir. We got your message about your Trulicity. And I'm like, guys, we talked last week. I talked to the nurse last week and they were like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, really. I called you guys over a week ago. And I left a message. And then I called back and I talked to one of your nurses because a buddy said, call and talk to a nurse because you're not going to get anything for at least a week from the message service. And they were like, oh, we're really sorry to hear that. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you are. So believe me, I'll talk to my doctor about that because I'm not doing this again with something. I'm not going through this again. If I call, I better get a damn answer. Darth Arlena with $2 Rumble Rant. What's up, Arlena? She says, all hell, Captain Loki, the godfather of Valhalla, and the best morning show around. Sorry, couldn't resist. Thank you so very much, Arlena. Captain Lou Loki. All hail Captain Loki. The godfather. The godfather. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Oh, you come and me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Yes. Yes. So, by all means, I love it when the shit talkers talk and you see. Let them drop the veil. Let them drop the veil when they jump in chat and want to talk shit and run their mouths and act like complete dumbasses. Let the veil drop and let them show you who they truly are, because it's on them. They're the ones acting like dumbasses. If you respond, you respond. But if they wanna pop in and act like total douche canoes going down the douche canoe river, by all means, let them. Thank you, Arlena, so much for that $2 Rumble Rant. This one is just for you, Skull. Loki, that's sus. Love you too, Max. You know what? Let them be how they want to be. They just show you what they're all about, and then try and deny it live like they're not. ZBR with a £2 super chat. Heart and vibes to you and everyone in this community. You as well, brother. Thank you. Thank you so very much. You guys are the best. And this place is you guys. These streams are you guys. I don't want to come on here and just be all for an hour and then be gone. I want to talk to you guys. I want to interact with you guys. This is your story too. This is your place. If it wasn't Warhammer, we'd be deep diving and talking about something else. You guys make this place what it is, just as much as I ever have. So thank you guys. Thank you. And ZBR, brother. What do we got? What do we got that we haven't played yet? What do we have that we haven't played yet? Something with fire, with passion, with green. What do we got? How about war? I love the progression because originally it was just like and then we went to and And then we went to, something louder and something, and to the point where we incorporated the damn intro. So I love the progression. I love seeing the progression, how we've evolved over the past 4 years from to something, crazier. I love it. So guys, we've got Machini coming up. Let's see here, because we gotta set him up. We gotta set him up for our forward this morning in the morning block. I talked to Snowdub last night. Hail to Snowdub. Snowdub had such a great stream yesterday. Such a great stream last night. Snowdub will eventually be back in the morning block, kicking ass, taking names, stealing babies' salty lollipops. What a great guy. What a great stream last night. We're all set for Machini. Yeah, Machini's sets up like an intro that plays for, I think, 30 minutes. I'm not totally sure because I'm always doing this. I think it plays for about 30 minutes. So he started, and I'm right there with that, because when we forward everybody over there in the morning, that means he's already live, and it's not waiting for him to go. So Snow did a great job. Snow did an absolutely great job. And he had some people that turned and tried to tell him what a crappy job he was doing. We stand up with our brothers. We're not fickle. We're not fickle people. We don't just drop our brothers because our brothers did something we didn't like and approve of. So if that's the way everybody was, it'd be a really shitty world. We stand with our brothers, whether they make a mistake or not. We stand with them, and we fight side by side with them, because that's what we do. That's who we are. If you're not, then you're only out for your own interest and your own bullshit. That's the way it is. Even when our brothers make a mistake, we stand and we stand next to them. And if they need our help, we help them. When our brothers fall down, we extend a hand and we help them back up, and we do our best to be there for them. And we don't act like salty little bitches that have to have our way. I don't know when that started, but that's not the way. Just like we were talking about yesterday, there is a better way. There is a better way, and there is a stronger way to be there for our friends. There was a thing that someone we all know, I'm not gonna name any names. Someone we all know and we all love and we all respect made a mistake. And instead of there, and there's only like two of us that said this, instead of canceling that friend, we said, this is the time where he needs our help and our support and us to be there for him. And we were. The two of us were there for him. And over time, a lot of the opinion of this person changed. But we have to be there for those people in our lives that we call brothers, that we call sisters, that we call best friends. It's not, oh my God, you did this. How dare you? How dare you? So even if they make a mistake, even if they screw up, we need to be there for our friends and stand next to them and support them. If you disagree with that, you can disagree with that all you want to. But please explain why. Because if you're calling this person a brother, if you're going out of your way to help this person and do things for this person, and be there for this person. You would think that even if they screwed up, made a mistake, you would be there for them instead of acting like they're scum of the earth and they're a bitch because they didn't do something the way you wanted it to do. That sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? That sounds kind of familiar. Maybe that's it. You're not doing it my way. The narcissism in the space sometimes is absolutely unmistakable. So, who knew that that's just the way it could be? But shout out to Snowdub. Machini's coming up next in the morning block. I can't wait to see Snowdub come back. You guys got to understand, though, this is him getting up at 4 in the morning to try and do this. So it might not always happen, and he might not always be here, but hopefully he will. Daryl the Derelict's going to stream tomorrow. Backtube is back. So check out him. Support your brothers and your sisters out there. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter or say greetings program. And we all know what it means. Guys, have a great Thursday. And we'll see you tomorrow for the weekend review. If I can find the right button. Button. Who's got the button?
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.